What's going on, everybody? And I hope you've had a fantastic Hump Day Wednesday and you're enjoying your Wednesday night. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm bringing you the BKN Game Recap for the Brooklyn Nets, as tonight they faced off against the Miami Heat down at Barclays Center in their last game before they head into the All-Star break for the offseason. And man, you want to talk about a good way to go into the offseason? The Brooklyn Nets had the best way possible to go into the All-Star break. They pretty much did a fantastic job towards the end of this game. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that this team went out there, they shot the lights out at the end of the game in the fourth quarter, where they lost the game against Philadelphia back on Saturday. The Brooklyn Nets were able to recover tonight, and they actually beat a very good Miami Heat team tonight by the final score of 116 to 105. And now the Brooklyn Nets, they have themselves a very long break. The Brooklyn Nets don't play their next game until February 24th, when they face off against Chicago. So they have 9 days off now until their next game. And they could just enjoy this break. This was a very, very good game tonight by the Brooklyn Nets. And you know what? There's one guy, the star of the game for the Brooklyn Nets tonight, was Mikal Bridges. Tonight was the type of game that made you wonder why teams were throwing multiple first-round picks to the Brooklyn Nets to acquire this dude. 45 points on 17 of 24 shooting. 4 of 6 from the three-point line. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. A complete game by Mikal Bridges tonight. After he struggled the other night against the Knicks, Bridges came out and he shot the lights out for the Brooklyn Nets tonight. Clear as day, the number one scorer on this team. Bridges was unbelievable tonight for the Nets. Unfreaking believable. I love it. This is the reason why it's not all hope is gone with this team. Because you have young players like Mikal Bridges, who now he has his opportunity. There's no Devin Booker. There's no DeAndre Ayton. This is Mikal Bridges' team, or part of Mikal Bridges' team. He can be the number one option in this offense. Whether you think it's him, or if you think it could be like a Cam Thomas, or whether you think it could be a Spencer Dinwiddie, it could be any one of these guys. Mikal Bridges was unbelievable for the Nets tonight. This dude gave you that major glimpse that he can be a major player for this team. Remember, 26 years old. 26 years old. And he went out there and had this performance tonight for the Brooklyn Nets. He's had these moments. The guy is an 18-point scorer. And he was unbelievable. That's the thing about this team. They have glimpses of guys that can go off scoring. He wasn't the only one that scored some points tonight. The Cams also put up a good amount of points tonight too. Both Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas scored 19 and 18 points respectively. The Nets have guys that are capable of putting the ball into the bucket. Even Spencer Dinwiddie, he didn't shoot the ball as well. He didn't have to shoot the ball as much. He had some contributions. The bench had some contributions. Cam Thomas, like I mentioned, 19 points in 21 minutes, 6 of 11 shooting, 3 for 5 from the three-point line, 4 assists. 1 steal. Thomas is one of those effective players that the Nets could use. They could put the ball into the bucket. Same thing with Cam Johnson. And he gives you defense as well in three-point shooting. 34 minutes, Cam Johnson, 18 points, 6 of 14 from the field, 3 of 10 from the three-point line, 3 assists, 1 rebound, 1 block shot. No turnovers. Little glimpses here and there of this team being able to put the ball into the bucket. You really didn't get that much from guys like Finney-Smith. Dorian Finney-Smith only had 2 points in 20 minutes starting for the Brooklyn Nets. Claxton, he only scored 4 points, but he did have 2 block shots. He also did have 5 personal fouls. He was dealing with foul issues during the game. But he did have 2 blocks and 9 rebounds in 25 minutes and 2 of 4 from the field. Claxton's offensive role has dwindled a little bit since we traded for Dinwiddie, Bridges, Johnson, and Finney-Smith. But Claxton's still that defensive force when he's on the court. He just got to watch out with the fouls. Seth Curry didn't score any points in his return to the lineup in 10 minutes. Ben Simmons played 20 minutes overall, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 fouls. Joe Harris, 13 minutes, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, 9 points, 1 rebound. And Royce O'Neal, 8 minutes, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 8 points, 25 minutes, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. But this was the Mikal Bridges show for the Brooklyn Nets tonight. And this dude gave you that glimpse of a guy that could be a major player for the Brooklyn Nets going forward. In fact, arguably your 3 best offensive players all gave you a glimpse of what they can do on the court. If you want to throw Spencer Dinwiddie in there as well, you can. He obviously scored 28 the last game, so you might as well. But between Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Cam Thomas, those 3 guys gave you a glimpse of what the Brooklyn Nets can do offensively. They just got to do it more consistently. Tonight, the shots were falling. It does not mean the shots will fall consistently during the rest of the season. But you have to make sure you're able to create your own shot, get to the basket, draw fouls and everything. This is exactly what Bridges was doing. And like I said, he didn't just get it done just scoring the basketball. He was playing well defensively. He also got rebounds. He got assists. He had blocks and steals. The dude is a good to very good player. He could even be on the precipice of being a great player. Not going to go that far yet. But he is 26 years old. And like I said, there's a reason why a team like the Memphis Grizzlies were willing to give up 4 first-round picks to acquire this guy because of what he can do tonight. And he is an 18-point scorer during the season. This dude has the capabilities to be a 20-plus point scorer in the NBA and a 7-8-plus rebounder with elite-level defense. When I heard we got him and Cam Johnson back, I said it. They're not Kevin Durant. They will never be Kevin Durant offensively. Even defensively, Durant's still pretty good. But these guys are still going into their prime. 26, 27 years old. You have Bridges locked up for the next few years. And Johnson is a restricted free agent. You can obviously bring him back. And then Cam Thomas. We know what this dude can do offensively. He can light it up from the court. But this was a great win by the Nets tonight. Great win by the Nets tonight. They shot 53% from the field. 41 of 77. They did only shoot 44% from the three-point line. They had 26 assists, 7 more than what Miami did, who had 19. Brooklyn Nets didn't out-rebound the Heat. The Heat had 3 more rebounds overall. Like I said, Claxton and Bridges had the great games in terms of rebounding the basketball. The Nets still are committing way too many personal fouls, though, 27. That's the one thing that this team just can't shake. is just committing way too many personal fouls. Like I said, Simmons and Claxton had 10 personal fouls together all alone. And if you want to throw Cam Johnson in there and Spencer Dinwiddie, who each had 4 as well, that's 18 personal fouls just between 4 players out of your 27. They did only turn the ball over 11 times, which is good, though Miami only turned it over 8. But tonight was a very good win, and it gave you a glimpse of what this team could do, because Miami is not a bad team. Miami was one of those teams that was battling the Nets. The Nets went into this game tonight only leading the Heat by a game and a half for that 6th spot. And the Brooklyn Nets went out there tonight at home, and they handled their business against the Heat. And this is a very good win for this team going into the All-Star break. And now you have 9 days to situate this rotation. Overall, you have 9 days to situate this rotation. And now you have about 26 games to go in the regular season. Like I mentioned, come back, 2-game road trip against both the Chicago Bulls and the Atlanta Hawks next weekend. This team showed you a glimpse tonight of what they can potentially do. The question is, can this team consistently be able to put the ball into the basket by the time we get to the NBA playoffs? Because I believe this team is still a playoff team. They're good enough to be a playoff team. Defensively, this team can be elite. Like I said, Miami's not a bad team. I mean, they're 32 and 27. They're not a bad team. And the Nets are now back at 10 games over 500 at 34 and 24. Still a good team. And you get to see this team now practice for the next 9 days and be able to try to develop more of that chemistry going into the second half, or should we say the last half of the regular season. But tonight was Mikal Bridges' game, and he showed you a glimpse of how good he really can be. And also shout out to Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas, the Cams as well. Cam times 2 also stepped up. Just gave you a glimpse of what this Nets team can do for the rest of the season. But you guys let me know in the comments section what you thought of tonight's game between the Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat, as the Nets win this game tonight by the final score of 116-105, and now they go to 34-24 on the regular season, and they get a nice long All-Star break before they return to the court on February 24th to take on the Chicago Bulls in Chicago. I may have a live stream or something popping in some days just to go over the Nets, talk about the Nets, the All-Star break, just talk about the Nets maybe once or twice next week. Just so I can talk about what I feel about this Nets team. And then get ready for, even though it's not really a second half, get ready for the home stretch for this team before we head to the playoffs. You guys know the drill. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Sub up to NYG Jeffy T85 for more videos, shorts, and everything around the Brooklyn Nets. As well as turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And let me know what you thought in the comment section about tonight's game. And also, what a terrific shot by Cam Johnson. That circus crazy behind the back shot he had. I mean, this team's got potential. They just got to be more consistent on the scoring end. But defensively, team's got potential. I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your Hump Day Wednesday night. Take it easy. And as we always say, let's go Brooklyn Nets. It's a Nets world, and we all just live in it.